Cathie Wood, the famous, investor and founder of ARK Invest, the series of ETF. She mentioned something about meme stocks earlier, and when you actually read in between the lines, it makes a lot of sense if you own AMC stock. All right, so I'm going to share with you exactly what I mean by that before we dive into what she said. If you don't know who Cathie Wood is, this is her face, and if you are kind of close to following finance on whether social media or what, you may have seen her face. Otherwise, she's the founder of ARK Invest. It's an investing company, and they have some other ETFs, in which stocks they buy, because their strategy is we really want to make sure we put our money into companies that are going to be the next Amazon tomorrow, that are going to make us a lot of money. So she's managing $60 billion of assets. So she kind of knows a little bit what she's talking about. I'm being, you get my point. So Cathie would just say that meme stocks like GameStop and AMC are not our invest thing, which doesn't surprise me, but she won't criticize retail traders for going after them. That's exactly the point, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. Meme stocks like GameStop and AMC don't fit with ARK Invest focus on disruptive innovation, because these guys are buying companies that you don't even know exist, but based on their research are going to be the game changer of their specific sector or industry or the entire market tomorrow. Companies like Tesla, for example, Tesla used to be one of the top holding on their funds, and that changed, I think, yesterday. But what she mentioned, when you go actually deeper, it's really, really interesting, because it gives you a hint about what is really going on behind her mind. And I think it's worth getting into that, because it confirms again what we already know. She said that meme stocks are not our kind of stock. Again, it made sense, but I was watching calculated risk that the people buying those stocks were taking. What are they doing was asking, hey, which stocks are the most shorted out there? Maybe those people are going to be wrong, she said. And yes, that's exactly what happened with AMC and GameStop. Those stocks were identified as heavily shorted, and then retail trader bought those massively, and that it's what caused a short squeeze that happened in June and again in in January, and it's yet to happen. Nobody knows when, but the stage is already set up. So she's not criticizing what the meme stocks are doing, because if it was really something that was wrong, as mainstream media wants us to believe, as Motley Fool wants us to believe, because if you really go onto Motley Fool, onto AMC News, you will see that the Motley Fool already every single day has at least 2 articles negatively speaking about AMC. Can AMC stock bounce back from its 74% drop? Well, it doesn't seem positive to me, even if I haven't read it. Does could AMC become a penny stock in 2022, etc., etc.? So if Cathie Wood really thought that this was going to be like a casino investment, she wouldn't have thought exactly what she's saying now. We tend to base all our investment decisions on our research, she said, likely referring to ARK's trading plan. Some people base their investment decisions on technicals, but these individuals, referring to the apes, really we're simply taking a look at how incredibly shorted these stocks were, all by the same kind of hedge funds. I'm not going to criticize it. Yeah, because it's a strategy on its own. It's like it's another way of trying to make money by squeezing the short, especially in companies that don't deserve it, like AMC. AMC was closed because nobody was going out. Everybody's on lockdown. But things have changed based on this strategy. Now, going further down, you will actually see that things get even more interesting. We wanted to bring would explain that this is done to expose retail investors to the opportunities that investing in innovation provides, talking about her funds. But the bottom line is, if meme stocks were really going to zero, if the so-called meme stocks were really a bad investment, why somebody actually having a similar strategy in terms of finding gems, finding diamonds that are going to shift the entire thing tomorrow, is not criticizing those. Well, because there's nothing to criticize. And mainstream media and the short sellers and some of the big banks, and in collusion with those companies shorting the stock, wants to actually draw people away, want to drive people off the stock just because they know that it's just a matter of time before they do what it's supposed to do. And by that, I mean covering, because when they do, this $18 share price that you're seeing now is going to potentially look like adding 20 to it at the very least. So based on this, if you ask me, that's very bullish.